People are just tired of waiting for things to change, and I couldn't agree more.
That's why city leaders in Urbana are trying to do things differently. George Floyd's death in Minnesota is forcing community leaders to take a closer look at how they operate. Good evening. I'm Jennifer Roscoe. As protests continue throughout the country, Urbana's mayor hopes to improve the relationship between people who live there and the police department. WCIA3's Courtney Bunting has more.
Urbana Mayor Diane Marlin says city leaders are still in the early stages of creating change in the community, but they want people to know that they hear them.
Bottom line, our police department, like every other department in our city, is here to serve the community, to protect the community, and people have to have trust in the people who are doing that.
Building that trust is something Marlin knows will take time, but she says groups will be meeting in the coming months to figure out how to do it. Those include the City Council, the NAACP, and state police. They'll also take a closer look at their Civilian Police Review Board, which was created 12 years ago.
It's time to look at those policies and the structure of that and see what needs to be done to really update it to what our needs are today.
Out of the 25,000 calls a year that Urbana police handle, Marlin says their use of force is minimal, but those are still things that need to be looked at closely.
Our use of force involves maybe 150 incidents, so that's less than 1% of all the calls for service that we get. But those 150 incidents are the ones that can be the problematic ones.
One example is the use of force investigation for a shots fired call in April. Officers were investigated for hitting Aaliyah Lewis. They were later cleared. While these discussions are still in the works, Marlin says they are past due.
There's a part of the community who has never felt that trust or believed that the police were there to protect and serve, and that's what we need to work on. Because on the whole, our officers are good people with good intentions, and they do their jobs well. But once in a while, you have incidents that don't go as well, and those are the things you need to address.
In Urbana, Courtney Bunting, WCIA3, your local news leader.
Now, even though those officers were cleared for hitting Aaliyah Lewis, some aren't happy about what happened. And that was a big topic of discussion at Monday's protest.